Right, welcome back guys to another video, and today's video is slightly different. It's about, basically I thought I'd get my opinion out there with regards to buying a damaged, repaired car, salvage car, write-off car, insurance write-off car, and just basically the pros and cons and stuff, and what to basically look out for, and just general things like that. I mean, I've had myself personally a few cars that have been damaged, repaired, and as long as you know what you're looking for, there's nothing really wrong with it. I know a lot of people are really scared of buying a car that's been damaged, repaired, but there's no actual real reason to be as such. So, and I'll go run through a couple of things in this video, and hopefully it helps somebody out. You know, this is what these sort of videos are all about. Just as long as they help somebody, absolutely perfect. You know, it's jobs are good. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, performance_lifestyles, and we're on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. We've got plenty of videos uploaded on our channel, performance car reviews and stuff, and we've got plenty of other videos to come. So do feel free, check them out. And if you'd like your car featured on our channel, drop us an email at pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and we will be more than happy to accommodate. But for today, it is a video about buying damaged, salvage, repaired, insurance write-off, Cat D, Cat S, Cat N, Cat whatever you want to call it cars. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and hopefully it helps somebody out. Right then, so as you're probably aware, when a car gets involved in an accident or it gets stolen, generally what happens is insurance companies pay out as long as you've got, you know, the actual insurance cover on your car. And now what happens with these cars is, if you've been paid out by the insurance company, hypothetically speaking, after an accident, and your car gets written off, now the insurance companies deem this car uneconomical to repair. So what they do is just basically cut everything out. They'll give you a offer on the car to buy the car off you, and what happens then, if you accept the offer, I mean, you can negotiate with them back and forth. You know, there's nothing to say that accept the first actual offer they throw at you, but once you've agreed something with the insurance companies, what the insurance company will do is they'll give you the money and they will keep hold of the car. Now, what happens with these cars is they usually end up in salvage auction websites, and you've probably heard of Copart, ASM, alongside a few other actual insurance-approved insurance write-off salvage auctions. So buying a car from a salvage auction can be a bit of a daunting experience, purely because if you've never been involved with anything that's damaged before, it can be a bit of a frightening experience, should I say. A lot of people are scared of buying a damaged, repaired car. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say, if you've never done it before, I wouldn't necessarily say go buy yourselves a car out of an auction, but these are the auctions that these damaged, repaired cars are usually sold through, and there are some, you know, cheap cars to be had, but there's also a lot of lemons. So if you don't know what you're looking at, then it's probably not the right way to go down doing things, because there's a lot of unexpected costs that do actually occur with these things as well. So you'll buy something thinking, oh, I need to replace this or repair this, and before you know it, it's going to be a whole heap of more stuff that you have to buy. You have to buy this bracket, that bracket, maybe even new panels that you didn't expect, and some panels in this current climate at the moment are very expensive. So before you know it, your £1,000 repair costs have already boosted up to, you know, close to double that. And so it leaves you in a bit of a predicament where you think, do I repair the car, do I not? But if you've already bought it, then you're in a bit of a lose-lose situation, because you have to do it. So the thing is, if you've never done it before, the point is, something lightly damaged is perfectly fine, but something that's heavily damaged, yeah, do avoid. But this video generally isn't about you buying from a salvage, but buying a already repaired car. So it cuts out all the actual, you know, running around, buying this part, buying that part, getting body shop work done, you know, any finding body shops to even repair your car if they need a bit of a pull, bit of this, bit of that. It cuts all of that out. And So yeah, when you look through, Auto Trader and such, and the car that I'm referring to in this is the FK2 Civic Type R, purely because the car that I've actually got is a Cat D, which is a really minor damage repaired car, and it was already done by the previous owner. I bought it as it is, and I'm not afraid to admit that it's a Cat D, or that I bought a Cat D car. It's, to be fair, in my eyes, one of these cars with 30,000 miles, you're looking at, full Honda history, you're looking at, in this climate at the moment, you're looking at anything 23,000 pounds. Whereas this car, as a Cat D, it can be had for as little as 15,000 pounds. So when you look around and you think 15,000 pounds is, for a damage repaired car, or 22 grand plus for a HPI clear car, in my eyes, that's more than enough of a discount from a non-repaired car. So to start off, what you do have is the actual category listing system is, you have category N, which is non-structural damage, which was previously known as category D, if you're not too familiar with these terms. And you have category S, which is structural damage, and that was previously category C. So a slightly heavier damage than a Cat D, or previously known Cat D, or a Cat N of today. And then you can also buy Cat Bs and Cat As. I think Cat As are literally, you can't do anything with. They get crushed, made into a box, and they make Coke cans out of them, but or washing machines or fridges, whatever it is. But the Cat Bs, if you're a licensed breaker, you can actually buy Cat Bs and break them. So there's still a lot of money in that sort of market, but there's a lot more things involved. You need licensing for everything, storage, but yeah, that's a different matter anyway. But as general Joe public, you're not going to be able to buy a Cat B car anyway from a salvage auction. So when you're looking around for a car, what you want to really be doing is making inquiries just to find out what damage the car already had on it. A lot of people will actually fob it off and say, oh, I don't know, it was repaired previously, or not everyone, but some people do actually make out they don't know what the damage was, even though they full well know what the damage was. And this is from personal experience. I've had experiences in the past where you make an inquiry for a car, what was the damage on the car, and the people say, no, I don't know, it was already done. But full well they know what the damage was, because you can quite easily access this information in this day and age. So you want to make sure the damage wasn't heavy. Now, panel damage is minor. You can get stuff replaced or even repaired. It's not a problem at all. This car here was a category D. It wasn't majorly damaged. I've actually got photos of this car that the previous owner didn't provide, but I managed to get hold of them, and it was a genuine case of the guy did not know what the damage was, because he only owned the car for a year or so, and it was repaired just before that. And so yeah, I managed to get hold of the photos, and the photos, I mean, there might be other websites available to do these checks on, but a HPI check generally won't show you damage salvage auction photos. But there's a company out there called VCheck, and I highly recommend them. They will provide you photos of the damage. If you're happy with everything you've seen and you've agreed a price with the seller of the car, I'd highly recommend go view the car and do check it out properly. There's a lot of cars out there that haven't been repaired to a very good standard, and it really does show on these cars. I mean, I've personally viewed a few cars that weren't quite up to scratch. So generally you just walk away from them or renegotiate, but that's entirely up to yourselves as to what you want to pay and what agreement you could come to with the seller. So the important thing is, once you've actually done that, make sure you view the car and have a look at it properly. Make sure it's been repaired well. Suspension damaged cars can easily be fixed as well. There's nothing really. I know some people get really scared of buying something that's had a bit of suspension damage, but it's not that much hard work really to repair. You're replacing legs. A lot of stuff is available second hand, but the most alarming thing was some parts are actually available cheaper to buy brand new from the main dealers than they are on the second-hand market on eBay or whatever the websites or that you want to be searching for these parts on. So do actually take everything into consideration. And if it's just a, some certain thing, for example, there were certain brackets in the past that, we've been looking for, I know people who have been looking for, and, people were charging 50, 60 pounds for like a headlight bracket, for example, and ring up the main dealers and you could buy the same things for 25 quid brand new. It's like, it's a no-brainer. You just go to the dealers. But the misconception people have is you are going to get this thing cheaper if you buy it from a breaker's yard, but not necessarily the case. So do always shop around. I mean, the bigger component parts, suspension and stuff like that, you will generally find it cheaper from a breaker's. So it's just a matter of finding the right part for your car. But anyway, going back to viewing this car, make sure you view the car, make sure you view the car perfectly, check everything out, make sure it drives true and straight, which is fairly important, obviously. So, and all the braking and everything is perfectly fine. No sort of knocks, bangs, rattles. Again, this is stuff that can happen on a non-repaired car. So, but the main thing with regards to repair is it's been repaired properly and the price you are paying is right. Is very important. You don't want to be paying over the odds for a car that, in essence, has been bodged up. So you're only going to have problems selling it, or you're going to have problems in your ownership. So this is something that you want to be a bit mindful of when you're buying one of these cars. And just generally speaking, once you've bought your car, honestly, I'd say enjoy it. Don't be always in the back of your mind thinking, oh man, I bought a car that's damaged, repaired, now I'm regretting it. But you got to be careful. You got to be understanding as a fact that you've bought a car that you've not, in essence, paid the value for, the book value for, as so-called they say. So you've paid what the value is for a damaged repaired one, and you've saved yourself a few grand. Especially, if you're saving anything 4, 5, 6,000 pounds on a car that you bought damaged, repaired already, mate, you're on a win-win situation. I'd say you've got a car that nobody really needs to know is damaged, repaired, unless you're selling it. This is during your ownership when you're driving it around. Who cares if it's damaged, repaired? As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And there's nothing wrong with them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. Buy them, enjoy them, drive them. You've not paid the actual values for the car, so they're not going to drop massively. Like some people have this misconception where a damaged repaired car will drop massively. I'm going to lose loads of money. No, you won't. They will. It's kind of like relative with the decrease in the price of the car anyway. So you've paid 15 grand for a 20 grand car. In 2 years time, that 20 grand car is probably only going to be worth 16 grand anyway as a straight car. So you've got yourself, your car's probably only going to be worth 12 odd grand. So you're losing similar sort of money. So it's not much of a thing, but what you have to remember is initially you've tied up a lot less money to buy the car. So it goes hand in hand. It's kind of like relative to each other, so don't be put off by that. There's plenty of decent damaged repaired cars on the market, and there's plenty of nails that haven't actually ever been damaged repaired on the market as well. So it is something that you have to just be mindful when you're checking out. Point of the story is, don't be scared when you're looking at buying a damaged repaired car. There's nothing wrong with them. Make sure you just check them out properly, do all the checks, run a HPI check on it through, like I mentioned, VCheck, and there's plenty of other, there must be plenty of other checks that provide salvage photos. So do that, and honestly, you will not regret it. I've like I said, personally, I've had a few cars, and you're not paying over the odds for one, so you've kind of like got yourself a car that you're on a win-win. That is it for today. I hope this helps somebody out there in deciding on whether or not this is for them, or a damaged repaired car is for them. So like I said, I hope this helps somebody, and you've enjoyed the video. It was just a brief one. Again, I thought I'd get my 2p's worth out there. I have had a couple of emails about this general topic after I've said that this car that I've bought is a damaged repaired car. So I thought I'd make something that it'll help a lot more people than just the people that I've asked. So, and I hope it does that. If there's any sort of thing that I've missed off, or if you're unsure about, do feel free to drop a comment below, or drop us an email again, pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and I will try my best to get back to you and help you out if you're stuck with anything. Like I said, I don't mind helping people. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, performance_lifestyles, and Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you would like your car featured on the channel as a review, drop us an email, pflifestyle@hotmail.com. Email will be at the bottom of the screen here and in the description, and we will be more than happy to accommodate. But as per usual, guys, stay safe, and hopefully we will catch you on the next video.